Hey all, Hibber here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. Now I'm doing another video on this game here. It has been a while, I realized that. Because the first video I did was just to show you how well it works with the new controller option, meaning that you can actually use a physical controller for the game. And in this video I want to show how that controller works if you use an iPad instead of a phone. But first let's just look at my build. So this is a standard precision, accuracy, dispersion build, whatever you want to call it. I'm using Musashi as the primary commander because she gives better dispersion, especially when you have your seaplane up, except I forget doing that all the time. And other than that, it's just really all inspirations and perks that has to do with accuracy. Perhaps a little bit of reload, but that's it really. So also on the ship there's no surprises at all. It's a bog standard build here, nothing out of the ordinary at all. If we just have a look here quickly at the stats for artillery, you can see we have a 27-second reload. That's a bit long, but we have gone all in on accuracy, so it'll all work out. So here we are, and as you can see we're playing on iPad. That's why the screen ratio is a bit weird. Now I actually prefer this, which is really not surprising, over the phone because the screen is much bigger. So you also don't need to have, I guess you don't need that anyway, right? But once you play on the phone, it's better to have one of those little plastic thingamabobs that connects the controller to the phone. So it kind of like a PlayStation Portable, right? But obviously an iPad is too big for that. So it's better just to put that on a stand somewhere, like on your lap when you're in bed or whatever, and just Bluetooth the controller up like that. That works really well. That's the way I'm playing, and it's actually my favorite way to play so far. This iPad here is a 3rd generation iPad Pro, so it's the first iPad with the powerful M1 processor. So I'm suspecting the game here runs 30 frames per second. I think it could easily run 60, and I'm hoping that Wargaming will, fix that at some point. I'm not sure of the frame rate. It looks like 30, but it's certainly not 60. So anyway, hopefully they can fix that, but it's not super necessary, right? So my destroyer is threatened, so we're just going to remove the threat. Doing. That Minotaur is gone. And really, I'm playing a battleship in this battle here, which is, a bit unusual, but I feel like I actually have more fun playing battleships these days because there's just so many bad players in the game. And if you, like I'm doing here, just sit back, aim at broadsides, have fun, you're gonna have a pretty good game, no matter what, really. And it seems to be the way to go with the game after I returned to it for about a year. Not really enjoying cruisers that much anymore. Too many changes in the gameplay for that really to be interesting these days. So how does the game work on iPad? Well, it actually works really well. And how is my experience? Well, it's just as good as playing it on a phone, except it's better because you get a better screen and a bigger screen. It is a little bit hard sometimes on the phone. I forgot to mention that in the phone video. Because everything's a little bit nitty gritty, and especially something I noticed on the phone, it's kind of hard to see which way your opponent's turrets are pointing, simply because they are so small on the phone screen, and of course that's a major problem, and actually caught me out many times playing because I just can't see if the turrets are pointing left or right. So I just chance it, jump out, and it turns out, oh, they were pointing at me. Well, too bad, back to port, right? That probably you don't have on iPad, and I'd say if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go with the iPad. Now, of course, you don't have to play them on Apple products. You can play this game on Android as well, and of course, of consoles if you prefer that. But I think the iPad is the best way to play it, unless you actually play it on the console. But it requires that you're home, right? And at least the iPad you can bring with you. It's not as portable as a phone, but honestly, even on the train, you can easily play on iPad if you absolutely really want to. So again, I have the touchscreen UI up here in front of what goes on the screen, but I'm not using it. I am using a like normal standard PlayStation 5 controller. I just connected via Bluetooth, and like I've said for the phone video and this iPad video here, it works really well, and it has really made the phone version of the game playable, at least for me, because this game here, just with touchscreen controls, you're going to lose. As soon as you have to press, like, more than one button down at the same time, then yeah, you're gonna be in real trouble. And especially if you at the same time have to pan the camera, which you have to do in this game here, right? And adjust your speed or whatever. This just it just doesn't work really well on a touchscreen. And if you play this game here on a touchscreen, prepare to get sunk. On another note, I must say this, I'm a bit surprised how little has actually happened to this game since I left about a year ago. There's like a handful of new ships, nothing spectacular though, and I have been keeping a bit of an eye out, right? So if there was anything super interesting coming out, I would come back, but there's not. It's just the same stuff over and over. You get new ships that are perhaps marginally better than the previous new ships, and then you buy them from Wargaming, and then you play them until the next marginally better ship comes out, and the same with commanders. So yeah, really honestly, I don't think there's much to come for in the game if you want something new. But if you just like jump in once or twice every month, well, that's obviously working well, because it also keeps you from getting too tired of all the honestly horrible players that are in this game here. It's absolutely, yeah, I have no words for it. So we're approaching the end of this battle here, only 4 minutes into it, right? That tells you all you have to know. And it's just a shame that this game that has so much potential is really being destroyed by its own player base. Honestly, I just cannot accept playing this game anymore. It has always been bad. These days it's awful, and there is absolutely no fun to be had, at least for me. So now we're just going to take care of this Shima here, and I was hoping, ooh, maybe the last Shima will come and try its luck, so I can get my Kraken. We had 4 ships now, but with 7.5 minutes gone, and I don't even think that guy has been spotted at any point in the game, so I'm just gonna skip it. So that's the end of the battle here, and like I said, this was all played on a iPad Pro M1 processor, and it runs beautifully. And I used a standard PlayStation 5 controller to play, and I highly recommend it if you want to play this game here on the go. It certainly works much better now than just having the touch screen. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.